All right, second quarter action underway. Here's a play action pass down the field, caught at the 35-yard line. Lovtinsky makes the downfield connection to John Dizadra, listed as a kicker on the roster. And that is a nice gain across midfield. They'll go from down to the 31-yard line. That's a gain of 31 as well. So Lovtinsky now 2 for 3 and moving the chains for the Broncos. So far a great offensive start, and St. James looking a little bit puzzled here early on. 1st and 10 from the 31-yard line. I formation, Twins to the left. Here's a handoff to Epp out of the I, sheds 1 tackle, 2, and will have about 6 yards, but a flag back at the line of scrimmage, and this one may be coming back. That one came out pretty early in the run there, and the initial signal will be a holding. So we'll try things again on 1st down. For the most part, a fairly penalty-free game, though the penalties we've had have been big ones. That's now the second penalty on Spring Hill. They've had a pair of holding penalties. St. James had an illegal block in the back on the opening kickoff return. So overall number of penalties low. Good sign for week 4 so far, but they've been somewhat critical ones for drives. So this one happening behind the line of scrimmage. So it's a spot foul, makes it a big one. Loss of 13 is the official yardage on that play. So it's 1st down, 23 for St. James as they back for Spring Hill as they back up to the 24-yard line now. A shotgun set, 3 wide receivers. Here's the handoff to Epp on the left side. It'll be a fake to Epp. Lovtinsky will keep it, and he did not have anywhere to go. Nowhere at all, actually. We'll call that a loss of a yard on that play. So Lovtinsky 4 carries for 20 yards here tonight. 10:50 to go, first half, 7-0. Spring Hill has the lead. 2nd down and a bit farther now. They need 25 yards for that 1st down. 2 wide receivers on this play. Well, let's make it 3. Twins on the near side, a little shuffling in the backfield. Here's the shotgun set. Handoff will go to Epp. He'll try and run it to the right side. Finds a little bit of positive momentum over there, but not much. We'll call it a gain of 1. 3rd down, 23 now. Ball just across the 45-yard line in St. James territory. Spring Hill has had good field position this entire game. They're 1 of 2 on 3rd down conversions so far tonight. Shotgun set now. 3 receivers. Twins on the near side. 2 running backs, 1 on each hip of Lovtinsky. 1 step back, wings the ball down the field, and it is overthrown and incomplete. Trying to connect with Carson King. Didn't have much of a chance on that play. Good effort to dive out after it, and now 4th down here as Lovtinsky 2 for 4 on the night. King was the leading receiver coming into this game for Spring Hill. 6 receptions, 151 yards, and 1 receiving touchdown. Punt formation now. Broncos with a 4th down and 23, looking to boot it away here. Here's a little pressure up the middle. Ball is just off by Donahue. The punt is fumbled, but picked up. The return man will fight hard. Eckelman, though, corralled as he tried to bring it to the near side. Got no farther than the 11 or 12-yard line. And as the defense caught up, he was gang tackled back inside the 10. They're turned back to try and find a little bit of room. But that fumble cost him a few precious footsteps heading down the field there, if you will. So we'll switch sides. St. James pinned deep, looking to get anything going offensively here, as I have them with 8 yards of total offense so far in this game. First and 10 from their 8. Pistol formation, 2 wide. Keys hands it off to Eisman out of the backfield from that deep pistol setup, and he was hit immediately and dropped for a loss of 2 yards. So Eisman tries his luck coming out of the backfield. You'll see a lot of different faces back there. Those wide receivers typically trade out as running backs as well. But no luck that time. Second down, 12 now. Under 9 to go. First half, 7-0. Spring Hill leads. A single deep shotgun back with 3 wide receivers. Here's a sweep to the right side. A nice cut back to the inside by Bade. Comes back onto the backside. Finds lots of room. He's got a first down. That'll be a gain of 13 yards. And that is the single biggest play of the night for St. James. Also a big play because it's their first down of the contest as well. Well, that was one of the keys. You got those big linemen up front for the Thunder. Can you wear down that smaller front, especially that right side of the defense for Spring Hill? Here's the snap, sweep to the right side now, and a big hit in the backfield. Almost looked like he got grabbed by the shoulder pads there as he went down in a heap. Bade had nowhere to go on that play. It was basically the same play, just to the opposite side, but when you run over to the right, the size a lot bigger over there. You're going up against 254 and 205 rather than 180 and 170. So we'll call it a loss of 1 for Jake Bade. Second down and 11 now for St. James. 3 wide receivers, twins on the near side. Here's a man in motion. This will be Eckelman. He will take the handoff, running in the reverse here, trying to turn it up and just never had his opportunity. Got to the 20, tried to pop it up, but just ran out of room. Couldn't find that one extra step he needed. He does grab a couple extra yards there to shorten up this third down play, but it's still a tall order. We'll give Eckelman a gain of 3 on that play. So 3rd and 8 for the Thunder now. They trail 7-0. Their ball is at their own 23-yard line. Shotgun set again, 3 wide. We've seen a lot of 3 wide so far tonight. 2 steps, and now Keys is going to take off running right side. Looks the pass, not there. Tucks it to run. He's going to be near the first down. Then he gets sandwiched between 2 defenders mid-jump, and he's going to be right at the first down marker, and they are going to give it to him. So a nice spot there by the officials. Keys now 4 carries for 10 yards as the offense finally clicking a little bit. First third down conversion on the night for the Thunder as they pick up their second first down and their first back-to-back first downs. St. James now getting a little momentum going, and it's coming on the ground here. 1st and 10 from the 32. Trips to the near side. 3-step drop for Keys. Plenty of protection. He's going deep. Nice touch. Eckelman wide open at the 30, and he dropped it. Well, to be fair to Eckelman, the pass was a little bit behind him. And he might have just been a step too far to haul that one in, but it looked like it just fell off of his fingertips there. And that was close to being a huge play. That might have been a big momentum changer, but Keys now 0 for 5 on the night. That was the first miss of that magnitude, though. Second down, 10 from the 32. Here's an option to the near side. Bad pitch. Keys picks it up himself, then he is hit hard. Wow. The Broncos lay it on in the backfield. Pressure by Drew Ewing, the defensive end. And that is going to be a loss, a big loss there. Third down and forever coming up. Loss of 13 on that play. Statistically, it's been a tough night for Keys. A couple sacks and a fumble recovery. You can call that a mixture of both on the bad pitch. Third down, 19. Back at the St. James 23. Pistol set here. 4-man rush. Plenty of time for Keys. Steps up. He'll go deep across the middle to Eckelman, and it is incomplete. Boy, Eckelman at 6'4", did a great job going up for that one. Was sandwiched between two defenders initially. A third came over to help. He had half a foot at least on all of them. Went up for that like he's kind of going after a jump ball, but just couldn't hang on as he came down. Good location, though. Eckelman the only one that had a chance at it. And that'll be fourth down now, as St. James really continues to struggle on third down. 1 of 5 so far tonight. Standing deep to punt will be Eisman. Back at his own 10-yard line. Fourth down and 19. There's the snap. It's a good one. Protection is nice. Nice high punt. Not a lot of distance, but hang time is great. A good bounce. Rolls up to the 45. Here comes the return now. Donahue's going to take a chance. A good job fielding that football off of the bounce. And he'll be out of bounds at midfield once again. So field position, the difference in this game. St. James has had the long field for most of the night. Spring Hill's had the short field. Able to take advantage of it once. 7-0 Spring Hill leads. 6 minutes, 24 seconds to go here in Spring Hill. I'm Kenny Titus. Richard Hargett is on the camera here tonight. And don't forget about the Kansas City Command season tickets for the 2012 Arena Football League season at the Sprint Center on sale right now. Call 855-KC-ARENA. 855-KC-ARENA to watch maybe the most exciting brand of football out there, Arena League football. It'll be a fun season with the Kansas City Command this year. Okay, here's Spring Hill. First down, 10. Just outside of Thunder territory, and they will take care of that on their first run, powering to the 45-yard line. Mike Epp with the run. He gets credit for 6 yards, averaging about 5 yards a carry so far tonight. So they're in St. James territory once again. Thunder defense has done a pretty good job considering the field position they've been given to work with. Second down, let's call it 4. Under 6 to go until halftime now. An I formation, twins to the near side for the Broncos. This will be a triple option right side. It's a keeper for Love. Tinsky has the first down. He lowers his shoulder and barrels into that second line of defense all the way down to the 34-yard line. Gain of 12 as Levtinsky executed the triple option perfectly with the fake to the fullback, came to the outside. Lots of traffic out there, made the good decision to cut it upfield. And it's another first down here. 4th of the game for Spring Hill. The running game clicking at pretty high efficiency since about that second possession. They've started to get things figured out. Handoff to the fullback out of that T formation now will be McDade. Another big run. He'll try it off of the center to the right side this time. Picks up 8 yards. McDade continues to shine. 7 carries for 55 yards. He leads all offensive players in this game so far. So second down, we'll call it a long 2 here. 7-0, Spring Hill has the lead. Now a T formation again. We've seen a lot of T. We've seen a lot of I so far. This will go to McDade right up the middle again. And in 2 plays, he'll pick up his own first down. Little help from the offensive line there as they've done a nice job tonight as well. Call that a gain of 4. And so far, when you look at the Battle of the Lines, that was one of our keys in this contest early on. It's been the Spring Hill line that has really done a good job and has really made the difference so far in this game. They've come out, they've gone right at St. James. Now, they haven't necessarily been able to sustain all their drives, and we're going to hold back here. That spot not quite as generous as I thought it was going to be, as it looks like we're going to get a measurement now on the field here. Dade had the carry, so it'll be closer to 3 yards. And looks like he will have it, so a first down. And St. James keeps on chugging away here. First down and 10. Mark the ball at the 24-yard line. Spring Hill battling undefeated St. James. 7-0. 4:20 and counting to go. First half of action. Here come the Broncos again. T formation. Wide receiver on the near side is Carson King. Play action pass. Here's one over the middle for King. That is overthrown and incomplete. That would have been a tough completion there. King didn't really have a chance to outrun the defense there. A couple players were back deep. Pressure, though, sneaking up on Lubtinsky, forcing him to get rid of that maybe a little faster than he wanted to. So it's 2nd down and 10 now for Spring Hill. It was a nice adjustment here in the red zone by St. James to tighten up. Keep an eye on that wide receiver. King now will come out of the game. Like I said, statistically, he would be the biggest threat for this Spring Hill team. Broncos will try 2 receivers now. It's their I formation, 2-receiver set. Both receivers over on the left. Another triple option. The pitch goes out to Epp. A nice cutback. Gets a couple of yards out of that, but he is wrapped up on that play. Good pressure by Darren Feist, 251-pound junior, coming over to help, making the stop. That'll be just a gain of 1 for Epp. He's had kind of a quiet night. Hasn't been able to get much going to the outside. So it's 3rd down and 9. St. James trying to dig in and get a stop here before halftime. Trailing 7-0 with 3 minutes and 35 seconds to go until the break. Spring Hill has not had a lot of 3rd and long since early in the first quarter. T formation, a receiver off to the left. That's the narrow side of the field. Lubtinsky comes under center. It'll be a sweep. Right side. Donahue has some room. 5, 10, 15 yards. He's down to the 10-yard line where he will be tackled by Tanner Hinderleiter. And we'll see where the spot is. Looks like they're going to give him down to the 9-yard line. So officially, that'll be a gain of 14 yards. First carry now of the game for Donahue, as he makes it pay off in a big way, as the Broncos now 2 for 4 on 3rd down conversions and knocking on the door with 3 minutes to go until halftime. 1st and goal from the 9. T formation, handoff to Donahue, trying to power his way to the right side. Looks like he'll have it down to the 5-yard line. So that'll keep that clock rolling. Now, if you're Spring Hill, ideally, we'd love to give the ball back with basically no time left to St. James, as well as going up 2 scores. So 4 more yards for Donahue. And it'll set up a 2nd and goal. Again, Broncos, no reason not to be patient here. 2 minutes, 25 seconds to go until halftime. They lead 7-0. 6 first downs so far in this half of play. They do have 2 timeouts should that become an issue. Now the good old-fashioned Maryland I set here. 1 receiver and 3 backs all stacked up. Deep back Donahue, he takes it, double ISO left side, and he takes it in 5 yards to the end zone. 13-0. Spring Hill now takes the lead. Now the Broncos doing exactly what they want to do. Good old-fashioned power running football. And so far, it's worked out. There's some pressure, but a good extra point up and good by Niles Kahn. And that makes it 14-0 with 2:05 to go here in the first half of action. Spring Hill up on St. James Academy. I'm Kenny Titus. Richard Hargett with us on the camera tonight as well. Don't forget to follow A10 Varsity on Facebook and Twitter for the rest of the season. We'll choose a weekly winner for $50 gift certificates to Best Buy, Nick and Jake's, and more. Follow A10 Varsity on Facebook and Twitter today. Well, St. James will have some time to work with here. 2:05 on the clock. If you'd followed the Thunder at all this season, you know they are capable of a quick strike offensively, but they haven't had much success winging it so far tonight. On that last possession, quarterback Jansen Keys just missed hooking up with Matt Eckelman on what would have been a touchdown reception, or should very likely have been a touchdown reception, but he was unable to hang on to the football on a pass that was just a little underthrown. We'll see how Coach Radke elects to play it here. Down 2 scores with 2:05 to go. Kahn is on for the kickoff now. It's Low line drive kick will take a good bounce, though, and will be picked up by Eckelman at the 10-yard line. Running near side, 15-20, and wrapped up at about the 25-yard line. We'll maybe give him credit to the 26. That takes 7 seconds, so 1:58 now on the clock. St. James offensively has struggled. Keys 0 for 6 on the night. Rushing, Bade has 3 carries for 19 yards. 3 rushers have negative yardage, and Eckelman has 1 carry for 3 yards. That one came on a reverse. Just has not been much going tonight. 1st and 10. Spot is at the 26. Shotgun set. 4 wide receivers now for St. James. Keys is going to run. Right side. Breaks it out. Looking for a little room. Maybe had some green, but he gets ankle tackled out there by Bryce Duncan, the free safety, coming over to help on that play. Nice gain, though. It was a good roll forward on that play as well. Keys back into positive rushing there with the gain of 6. We'll give him 6 carries for 3 yards here tonight. 1.5 minutes to go in the half now. Shotgun set, 4 wide again. St. James moving in the right direction here. Here comes the pressure from the outside. Keys steps up, avoids the sack, looking for the little hitch over on the sideline, and throws it high for Ben Lecluse. Out of his hands and incomplete. But it was a nice adjustment there in the pocket as Keys was feeling the pressure. Linebacker Connor Jones blitzed from the outside, and it was nearly a big play, but a great job by Keys to kind of step up past him, avoided a little contact, and got off a decent pass considering the circumstances. 3rd down and manageable, though, here, though. 3rd and 4 from the 32. 1 minute, 17 seconds to go until halftime. 4 wide, shotgun set. Here's Keys. Pressure coming, dumps it off, tries to dump it off underneath. Another little hitch route. Again intended for the tight end Lecluse, but ball was thrown out of his reach towards the sideline. And now with 1:14 to go, it'll be punting territory once again for St. James, as they just have not been able to get anything to click offensively here tonight. Keys 0 for 8 on the night as a team. The Thunder 1 of 6 on 3rd down conversions. Punt formation now on 4th down and 4. Clock stopped with 1:14 to play, 2nd quarter. Good high kick, good spin. It's got Donahue backing up, signaling everybody off. Ball will hit at about the 27. Bounces a yard closer for Spring Hill to the 28. That's where it'll be down. 1:04 until halftime. St. James will get it back. Now, it'll be Spring Hill getting the football back. Spring Hill, a team not necessarily designed to do anything spectacular in these situations, but at the same time, we have seen Jeff Liptinsky be very efficient when he has decided to pass the football this season. You really have to be wary of that play action right here if you're the Thunder. But 1:04, let's see what Coach Orick elects to do. He's got 2 timeouts sitting in his back pocket right now. He'll use the T formation. Receiver on the near side. Here is a fake up the middle. It'll be an option to the near side. There is the pitch. Donahue's got some room. Hit it to 40. Barrels forward almost to the 45-yard line of the Broncos. Give Donahue credit for 14 yards there. 4 carries for 37 yards and a touchdown so far tonight. Clock will stop because of the 1st down. Coach Orick will elect to use his 2nd timeout here as well. So 7 first downs for Spring Hill in the ledger tonight. And Coach Orick now calls a timeout. When the Broncos break the huddle, they'll have 1st down and 10 at their own 44-yard line, thanks to that 14-yard run by Brady Donahue. Now, certainly some options now. You can play for field goal range or any number of things if you're Coach Orick. You still do have 1 timeout, and of course that 1st down or another 1st down would stop the clock to reset the chains as well. So plenty of options for Coach Orick to work with. And if you're Spring Hill, 0-3 on the season, facing an undefeated foe in St. James, I would almost have to say, why not go for it? You've got the momentum. Momentum can be a fickle thing. Might as well go for it, though, on the other side of the coin there. An interception returned for a touchdown is kind of a wet blanket as well. But when you're 0-3, I think it's worthwhile to take a few chances. We'll see what Spring Hill elects to do here. Again, 1st and 10 from the 44, clock at 57.2. Shotgun set. 3 wide receivers, 2 running backs. Both backs stay in the block. Here's a little out pass, and it is picked off right into the hands of LeCluse. He'll return it for a couple of yards, and now St. James will take over in the best field position they've had all night. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line of Spring Hill with 52.3 seconds to go here in the first half of play. So first interception of the night for Lubtinsky. On the season, that's now his 3rd, so he's got 2 touchdown passes and 3 interceptions. Here's the 1st and 10. A shotgun set for St. James, trips over to the right side. Roll out, right side, here's Keys. Sets up for the pass under pressure, connects across the middle. It's caught at the 30-yard line. Eckelberg runs all the way back to the 25. Now we'll turn around the corner to about the 22, and then he is knocked out of bounds. Great play. That'll be a gain of 23 yards. First completion of the night for Keys as well, and he does it by finding his tight end sneaking across the middle there. 41.4 on the clock, and of course LeCluse able to get out of bounds to stop the clock. St. James working with 2 timeouts here. Well, that interception may swing things dramatically here. Still some work for the Thunder to do, though, at the 22. 1st and 10. Pistol set. A wide receiver on either side of the line. Little 2-step drop. No pass to the right side. It'll be Keys looking left. Throws it up for grabs. It is caught, but out of bounds. Eckelman loves to dance around that sideline and get a shorter defensive back in a one-on-one situation. He had what he wanted there, but the pass carried him just out of bounds, maybe half a foot out of bounds there. So it's 2nd down and 10, 34.5 seconds to play in the first half. 14-0 Spring Hill leads, but St. James trying to cash in an interception as Spring Hill decided to be aggressive in the closing minute of this half. Shotgun set, 1 deep back. Here's the rollout. Block is picked up. Keys throws it off balance. That one will be way out of bounds over on the far sideline, out of the side of the end zone there. It was a good job by Bade to pick up that block. Linebacker was coming from the outside, but it's still 3rd down and 10. We're at the 22-yard line. If you want to talk field goal, you need to be looking at something like a 37, 38-yarder from here if no yardage is gained. So 3rd and 10 here. Shotgun set. Deep back is Bade. 3 wide receivers. Twins over to the right side of the field. Here's the snap. It's a rollout right side. Bade has some room on the run. Throws it to Eisman, and it's caught in the end zone. Eisman split 2 defenders and hauls it in. 22-yard touchdown completion from Jansen Keys to Brian Eisman. Just the 2nd completion of the night, but it's a big one. 19.7 on the 2nd quarter clock, and a chance to cut the lead in half now as the extra point will be attempted by Will Frank. There's the snap. The kick is up, and it's good. So it's Spring Hill 14 and St. James Academy 7. Well, St. James has been trying to get that passing game going all night. It's been a little tough. They are 2 of 11, but one of those is a 22-yard touchdown completion from Jansen Keys to his senior wide receiver, Brian Eisman. Eisman now with 3 receiving touchdowns on the season. It's 14-7, and there are 19.7 seconds left in the first half of play. You go back to that last possession by Spring Hill. They had it in midfield, decided to be aggressive, which I certainly don't blame them for. They had all the momentum on their side, but Late interception results into the first points of the game for St. James. It's amazing how quickly things can change in the final minutes of a half. St. James set to kick off now. Alex King out there to handle the kickoff duties. From the 40. Spinning kick will bounce at the 15 and almost rolled out of bounds but didn't. And then Spring Hill had to dive to cover it up at the 20-yard line, so it didn't result in what would have been a 40-yard onside kick. The ball is covered up. Donahue made a nice adjustment. So no time runs off the clock there. And it'll be a first down and 10 now for Spring Hill. They have one timeout left, but with just 19.7 seconds left and a 14-7 lead, I can't imagine the Broncos would try anything too creative at this point. Broncos wearing yellow, St. James Academy in white and blue. We're in Spring Hill tonight. T formation, first and 10 from the 20. And that will be Leptinsky taking a knee. And that is how we're going to head to halftime. Your halftime score, Spring Hill 14, St. James 7. You're watching live coverage of St. James and Spring Hill, brought to you by 810varsity.com. Don't forget to look us up on Facebook, 810varsity, on Twitter as well. And for the rest of the season, we'll choose a weekly winner for a $50 gift certificate to Best Buy, Nick and Jake's, and more. Follow 810varsity on Facebook and Twitter today. It's halftime, and it's 14-7. Spring Hill leads undefeated St. James here in Spring Hill. We'll be back to bring you second half action in just a few moments, as well as run down your first half stats. This is 810varsity.com.
Get out of this house, we need to find a place to rent, so we can't rent for a while. Yeah. Because I saw on Facebook, you were like, there was some sign that says SHSH or whatever, and I was like, I don't know what that means, and then I saw Broncos, and I was like, hey, I think it's it. Yeah. I work with 810, it's a radio network, and they tell me what games to sign in, and we're broadcasting now. And I got 6 games.
Did you get that close up of 64?
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, is it your son?
My grandson.
Grandson, okay. Grandson.
He's on the sideline. He's a freshman, but he's
Oh yeah. Well, if they get too much, if they get real ahead, they might put in some freshmen. But sometimes it happens. It'd have to be a shutout, though. Yeah, I guess now. Small town. All right, what's in
This evening until midnight, our theme this year is Celebrate the Bronco Magic. The homecoming candidates were selected by their participation in activities their junior year and voted
It's
on
not
for
working.
student body.
Can you tell him?
As loud as it
goes. Hello.
For a month now.
You mean this whole stadium is not a bowl barn or something?
Haley is being escorted by her parents, Dee and Joe Berkeley, and Kim Berkeley. Haley played basketball for the Broncos her freshman year, volleyball her freshman and sophomore year, and will play softball all 4 years. She has also been involved in Natural Helpers and SAD. She has served on the student council all 4 years and is currently the student council vice president. Haley plans to attend college next year, but her destination is undecided. Jeff is being escorted by his parents, Stephanie and Bill Leptinsky. Jeff has been on the wrestling team for 3 years and the football and baseball team for 4 years. He has been voted a team captain for 2 years. He was selected as a Crossroads All-Conference center fielder and quarterback, as well as an all-area punter. He was voted a second-team Frontier League pitcher. Jeff has been in 2 plays and is currently starring in the fun musical Oklahoma. Jeff plans to play football in college and hopes to
That's
become
great.
a
It takes you all day to get ready. Yeah.
Our second couple is Natalie
really?
Stiles and Connor Lutz.
Dang.
Natalie is being escorted by her parents, Connie and Ryan Stiles.
If I was still in school, I would have voted for
Football
it.
for 2 years and volleyball for 3 years. She has been also involved in Lynx for 3 years and SAD for 1 year. She is an active member of the Fellowship of Christian Athletes and serves as the senior class president. She has also been selected to the National Honor Society. Natalie is undecided about her future plans, the plans to attend college next year. Connor is being escorted by his parents, Christina and Kevin Lutz. Connor has played 2 years of football for the Broncos and has been involved in track and field for 4 years. He is a magical singer and has been in 2 musicals. Connor has been a Lynx leader for 3 years, a member of SAD for 4 years, and has been involved in the Fellowship of Christian Athletes for 4 years. He has been involved in Natural Helpers for 3 years and will be a leader again this year. Connor plans to attend Johnson County Community College next year and is undecided about his nature. Our third couple this evening is Abby Hopp and Carson King. Abby is being escorted by her parents, Nancy and Brad Hopp. Abby has played softball for the Broncos for 3 years and volleyball, basketball, and cross country for 1 year. Abby has been involved in SAD for 4 years, as well as the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. She currently serves as the vice president of FCA, as well as the National Honor Society. She was selected as a Natural Helper leader for her junior year. Abby plans to attend Johnson County Community College next year and then transfer to the University of Kansas. She is planning to major in physical therapy. Carson is being escorted by his parents, Mindy Booth and Sean King. Carson has been involved in football for 4 years, baseball for 3 years, basketball for 2 years, and track for 1 year. He's also been a Lynx leader and a Natural Helper for 1 year. Carson has been a member of SAD for 1 year and the Fellowship of Christian Athletes for 4 years, and is currently an officer for the group. He's also currently a member of the Madrigals. Carson plans to study civil engineering next year, but is undecided about the university. Our final couple was selected to represent fall sports activities and were voted on by those involved in fall sports this year. They are Jamie Hodge and Drew Ewing. Jamie is being escorted by her parents, Judy and Dwayne Hodge. Jamie is a 3-year letter winner for volleyball and a 4-year letter winner for both track and basketball. She has received numerous honors in basketball, including an All-League honorable mention for sophomore year, a first-team All-League her junior year, as well as third-team All-State and Tri-County Player of the Year. She also received numerous honors in track, including 4th in the triple jump at state for sophomore year, and 5th in the long jump and 7th in the triple jump for junior year. Jamie is on the A honor roll and has been involved in SAD. Jamie plans to attend college next year to major in business. She would like to play basketball and run track. She hopes to be a real estate agent someday. Drew is being escorted by his parents, Jill and Michael Ewing. Drew is currently a team captain of the football team and has played for the Broncos for 3 years. He also participated in soccer, wrestling, golf, and track. Drew is a member of the Scholarship team and is in the fall musical, Oklahoma. He is also a member of NHS, SAD, FFA, and FCA. He is the senior class vice president and a member of student council. He has consistently been on the principal's honor roll and has been a 2-time nominee for the Congressional Youth Leadership Council. Outside of school, Drew has been a member of the Springville Rustlers 4-H Club and has been a member of the Oak Tree Baptist Church Youth Group. Drew plans to attend Kansas State University next year to major in mechanical engineering. The student council would like to thank the administrators, teachers, and maintenance staff, kitchen staff, parents, and community members who have helped make this exciting week possible. Performing the crown this evening is last year's homecoming queen, Courtney Swope. Courtney is currently attending Neosho County Community College. Assisting Courtney and Mr. Ron Stiles, Ron is crowning the king in loving memory of last year's homecoming king, Nathan Stiles. And Betsy Hall.
Yeah, I think so. Everything sound good and look good up there? Alright, sweet.
And now, the 2011 homecoming king is Drew Ewing. The 2011 homecoming queen is Madam Stowers.
Really?
Yeah.
I wasn't going to, but I have to help with the stage stuff. That's all I really know. I don't keep up with it too much. I'd have to think about it. I think Pat maybe. I don't know. I'm the same age. I'm trying to think because I have them all around the city and I see them often, but I don't pay attention to them.
I've been trying to come up with. There is no logic.
Yeah, I know. Just run through them. It's a mess.
I did down there.
Did you really?
Yeah. Oh my god, I want to do that.
And then knock into it. That's great. I just walk like I'm on a mission and usually they don't say anything. Yeah. See, you don't walk around like you own the place. You walk around like you don't care who owns the place.
And now, welcome to the field, your Springville Elite Dancers. Coached by Mandy Pitt and led by senior captains Kristen Murray and Katrina Swanda. Tonight, the dancers perform a kick routine to Tilly Clips of the Heart. Let's hear it for your Springville Elite Dancers.
Those are the two kind of crap now because they got the new.
Did we make it up here?
Oh, were you? When?
Thank you, Bronco Elite Dancers.
Of last year or this year? This year. Oh, really? Yeah, I heard it's too much.
Don't forget the Alpha Song for the 50-50 raffle.
I've heard the kids pretty much tell her what they need to do. Really? Oh, dang. So Sherry came back?
You did that well, Audrey. You did that well. Yeah. Like whenever we go out to lunch, we have to do that.
Yeah.
Whenever we go out to lunch,
Holy cow.
I was trying to cool people. Yeah, you like that.
Yeah.
Holy dad.
Holy cow.
I was like, I'm never gonna you. I'm like, you're
Oh, she did. I was just kind of.
yeah.
Just to be proving a point. Yeah, I like your stuff. Yeah, you got good stuff. Yeah, that's messed up. his shot quality is always off as well. Yeah. You sing it to her?
And welcome back to A10Varsity.com's coverage of Spring Hill and St. James Academy. We're just a few minutes away from second half action. Your halftime score has the home team, Spring Hill, up 14-7 on St. James. As St. James punched in a score with 19.7 seconds to go to cut that Spring Hill lead in half. Let's take a quick rundown of your first half statistics for you. We'll start with the St. James Thunder. On the evening tonight, passing Keys, 2 of 11 for 45 yards and 1 touchdown. Receiving-wise, Eisman, 1 catch for 22 yards and a touchdown. Lecluse, 1 catch for 23 yards. Not much to speak of rushing-wise for the Thunder here tonight. Keys, 6 carries for 3 yards. Bade, 3 carries for 19 yards. Eichelman, 1 carry for 3 yards. Lecuse, 1 carry for a loss of 1. And Eisman, 1 carry for a loss of 2 yards. Third down conversions tonight. St. James, 1 of 6. They have 4 total first downs, and they have 1 penalty for 15 yards. Taking a look at the total numbers, 22 yards rushing, 45 yards passing, and 67 total yards. Taking a look at Spring Hill's first half numbers, Levtinsky, the quarterback, 2 of 6 passing for 41 yards with 1 interception. Receiving-wise, Splickle has 1 catch for 10 yards, and Zuda has 1 catch for 31 yards as well. Rushing-wise tonight, that's where most of the reductions come from the Broncos. Epp 6 carries for 16 yards. Levtinsky has 6 carries for 31 yards and a touchdown. 1 carry and 2 yards for Morris. Donahue, 4 carries for 37 yards and a touchdown. And McDade has 8 carries for 58 yards. He leads all players in offensive yardage production so far tonight. On third down, Spring Hill 2 of 4. They have 7 total first downs in this contest. 2 penalties for 23 yards. Their total yardage for the half, 144 yards rushing, 41 yards passing, and 185 yards of total offense. Spring Hill Broncos, yellow jerseys, yellow helmets, black pants, purple lettering, white jerseys, blue letters trimmed in red, blue pants, and blue helmets for St. James as the captains get ready to get the second half underway. Spring Hill will get the football, and offensively they've had the momentum for everything except about 30 seconds in this game so far, so it'll be interesting to see if they come out clicking on all cylinders or whether Coach Radke was able to make some halftime adjustments to slow down that Spring Hill rushing attack. Well, don't forget $5 footlong subs are back at Mr. Goodcents. 7 great subs to choose from. Come see what fresh really is at Mr. Goodcents. Also, don't forget the Great Mall and the Mid-America Aces Chevelle Cars Show today, going on right now for a little while longer until 10 o'clock tonight and 8 to 4 tomorrow. Over 100 Chevelles and El Caminos. They're all at the Great Mall. You'll find that at I-35, exit 215, just down the interstate from about everybody there in Olathe. So we're ready for second half action here in Frontier League play. Undefeated St. James under first-year head coach Tom Radke, and it's an onside kick to get things started. Flags come out. There was a big hit at the 50-yard line. Everybody was all bunched up. Now, St. James did cover it up, but like I say, that flag came out pretty quickly, and we'll have to let the officials sort this one out. Spring Hill up 14-7. St. James going with a little trickery here to open up the half, and they're checking the yardage to see if it went the minimum amount of yards. The ball spotted at the 49, but the question is, when it was picked up, was it past the 50? And the officials now are talking things over, and they'll say it did not go far enough. So the football will belong here to Spring Hill, and they will not take the re-kick. They'll just take it at the possession. So a big gamble from St. James early on. It nearly paid off. Call that 3/4 of a yard short of paying off, but nonetheless, 1st and 10 for Spring Hill as we're ready to see this Bronco offense out here again. I'm Kenny Titus. Richard Hargett is on the camera here tonight. Appreciate you joining us on 810varsity.com. It's coverage of Kansas high school football. Handoff right side. McDade powering it for 5 yards. Looks like he might have lost his shoe there for a moment as well, but he has been a strong runner tonight as he continues to just churn out yards. 9 carries for 63 yards. It'll be second down, kind of a long 5 here, but we're in St. James territory at the 44. T set, ball goes straight up the gut once again to McDade from that fullback position. That'll be first down yardage, 8th of the night now for Spring Hill. There's 7 yards. McDade plowing away on his way to being a 70-yard rusher, or rather a 100-yard rusher. At some point here tonight, he's certainly on track now. 70 yards total so far. It's another 1st and 10 for Spring Hill as they continue to go after St. James. Now the Thunder have got those big bodies up there on the line, but so far, what I would call a scrappy-sized Spring Hill team has given them everything they've wanted and more. Again, off tackle now. It's McDade. Another big gain. He comes up just shy of the 30-yard line. 7 more yards as it's the McDade show here for Spring Hill. Jacob McDade came in with just 7 carries and 31 yards rushing. He's got 11 carries and 77 yards here tonight. They found a spot for him. He kind of has supplanted Colby Morris at that fullback position. Now a fumbled snap. It will be covered up by Spring Hill. They'll retain possession for no gain. Latinsky covers it up, so he will end up with the carry. No gain on the play. Still 3rd down and 5. 10 minutes to go. 3rd quarter. 14-7. Spring Hill leads St. James. Broncos will break the huddle here. T formation. Lone man to the right side. That's a pretty narrow side of the field. This will be a handoff to McDade. He'll try his luck left side. Ran out of real estate pretty quickly there. Had the line of scrimmage and a couple more steps, but it's going to be 4th down for Spring Hill. We'll call that a gain of 1. They held the ball spotted at the 31. So this would be about a 47-yard field goal, 48-yard field goal, right around that range. It would be a long kick. From the 31, you probably don't gain a lot by punting, and it does look like the offense is going to go out on the field. So maybe a big stand here early for the Spring Hill momentum. T set, it's a sweep right side. Donahue had 2 lead blockers, but he slips, goes down, and that is it. Our first 4th down attempt of the night is unsuccessful as Donahue gains 1. He ends up short, and that will be a turnover on downs with St. James taking over at the 31-yard line. So the Thunder come out for their first offensive possession of the half. And if you take away their drive to close the first half, it's been a very quiet night for the Thunder offensively, especially on the ground. Just 22 yards rushing in that first half of play. Here's a pistol formation, a wide receiver right. Keys has the snap, hands it off to Eisman. Wants to bust it outside. He's being strung out all the way to the sideline, out of bounds near the pylon. And once again, the Thunder are unable to get around the corner. They haven't had much luck going up the middle. They haven't had much luck turning the corner. It's just been yellow jerseys everywhere. St. James has tried to run the football. Eisman now gets 1, so it's 2nd and 9. 2 carries for a yard for him tonight. 8.5 to go, 3rd quarter. Pistol set again. 2 receivers. Here's the snap. It'll be a handoff up the middle that is bottled up. Eisman will lose yardage on that play. He had nowhere to go. Those runs straight up the middle just have not been successful for St. James tonight. Loss of 4 yards on that play. Eisman continues to struggle here tonight. Let's call it 3rd and 13. Line of scrimmage is at the 28-yard line. Shotgun set, 2 wide receivers. Keys watching that pressure. It'll come up the middle, roll out right side, and the throw will come across his body. It's overthrown, incomplete. It was intended for LeHughes. LeHughes lined up on the right side of the offensive line, came near side. The rollout was away from LeHughes' route to the near side. The rollout was to the right side, and it was supposed to be just kind of a little lob over the defense. Now, that pass had been maybe a little better placed. That had some potential to turn into something, but nonetheless, 3rd down conversion falls short, and the ball will be punted away here. A short punt now will bounce at the 45, rolls towards the 50, and will go out of bounds. So 1st and 10 coming up for Spring Hill as they take their 2nd possession of the half at the 7:31 mark here in the 3rd quarter of play. Well, thanks to Nick and Jake's for help making this online broadcast possible. At Nick and Jake's, you'll find real food and honest drink. Nick and Jake's, the proud title sponsor of 810varsity.com. Check out our promotions throughout the season on Facebook or on Twitter at Nick and Jake's. 1st and 10 here for the yellow-clad Spring Hill Broncos. We'll see an I formation. Haven't seen this in a while. We've seen an awful lot of T the last couple of possessions. It'll be a run right side and nothing going there. Good job by the Thunder defensive line. Coming to make the hit was Eckelman. One-yard gain there. Second down, 9 from the 42 of the Thunder. I formation again. Here's the triple option. Pitch is forced. Epps brings in a somewhat high pitch. He does get back to the line of scrimmage and adds on a few more. He'll get just inside the 41-yard line. Not a lot there, though. F now 8 carries for 19 yards, and it's 3rd down and long. 3rd down 7 to be exact. Line of scrimmage, as I said, just inside the 41 of the Thunder. Thunder defense tightened up last time they got down here, forcing a 4th down stand. This may be far enough back to be punting territory, though, this time for the Broncos if they don't get it. T-set, a receiver off to the left. Lovetinsky won't get a chance to run the play. Flags come out and stop that play right in its tracks. And this is going to be a false start. 5-yard penalty called against Spring Hill. Their 3rd penalty of the game. They've got 28 total penalty yards now this evening. Let's call it 3rd down and 12. Line of scrimmage now back to the 46-yard line. So far on 3rd down tonight, 2 of 5 are the Broncos. There's that 3-man defensive line front. Pressure coming from both sides. Lovetinsky steps up in the pocket. He is under pressure and he is sacked. Several players collapsing in there to make the hit. The big hit goes to Darren Feist, but he certainly had some assist from both sides there, and that'll go down as a loss of 2 yards. So Lovetinsky takes the hit there, and it will be a punting situation now. 4th down, 15. Back to the 48. Spring Hill moving backwards on that offensive possession. Here's some motion. That's Carson King. Here comes the pressure and a nearly blocked punt. It's short. Fair catch is called for and made at the 14-yard line. So St. James will come back out as neither team showing a whole lot offensively here as we get past the halfway point of the 3rd quarter of play. Well, St. James, the underdog, 0-3 on the season. Or rather, I should say 3-0 on the year. It's Spring Hill, the underdog, coming in. Well, St. James comes in with some impressive wins over Eudora, who typically fields a very good team, and the defending state champion in Lewisburg. Here's a sweep now to Bade, and he is hit hard. Ball looked like it popped out, but I believe it was after the play was dead. So a gain of 1 for Bade. And it's been dangerous for the Thunder out there off the end. They have taken some hard hits as the Broncos have done just a great job playing sideline to sideline here. There just have not been a lot of holes for St. James to attack. 2nd down and 9. Shotgun set, 1 deep back, 3 wide receivers with twins to the near side. Here comes the pressure again. Here's a pass out into the flat. It is way over the head of Eichelman that time. Kind of a tough pass to be made there, though. Eichelman was open, but the play started out on the far hash mark. Eichelman over here on the near sideline, so he was almost a throw, all the way across the field and across the body there with pressure coming. It's a tough play to ask of Keys. That brings us to 3rd down and 9 now for the Thunder. Keys, a few last words with his pistol backs. Has everybody bunched up with 2 wide receivers. Here's the snap. Drop and a rollout for Keys, looking to scramble. He is hit as he throws and overthrows his man down the field. Huppy actually had a step on the defense down the field, was being covered by Splitchell, but a lot of pressure there on Keys, and he can't quite put the ball where it needs to be. And another 3 and out here for St. James, as they're now 1 of 8 on 3rd down conversions. 4:08 to go, 3rd quarter, 14-7. Here's St. James now. Going with the fake, and the pass is incomplete. They snap it to the up back on 4th down, which is Keys. Pass to the near side to Huppy, and it goes right in between his hands. That could go down as a huge 4th down play, because now Spring Hill is going to have fantastic field position. Keys continues to struggle tonight, though. Just 2 of 14. Well, here comes Spring Hill, ready to give their offense a try, given a great gift in field position here. We've seen St. James come out and be aggressive in this half. We had the onside kick to start things off. Now the fake punt on 4th down, both of which have resulted in great field position for Spring Hill. Here's a sweep. Donahue slides past one defender with a strong arm move. Now up to the 10-yard line, and he'll have a nice gain on 1st down. Donahue will pick up 4. So it'll set up 2nd and 6 now for the Broncos. So you got to think any score here would just be huge by the simple fact that the St. James offense just has not been clicking at all tonight. 2nd down and 6. I formation for the Broncos. Twins bunched up here on the narrow side of the field. Handoff to the right side to Epp, trying to power in there. Needs to get to about the 5 for that 1st down stick. Looks like he'll be just shy of that mark. We'll wait for the official spot here, though. And the officials are conversing here. It looks like maybe some equipment. And there's a flag on the play as well. This is going to be a hold on Spring Hill. So that was set to be about a 3-yard gain, but you can mark this one backwards. Clock is stopped at the 3:12 marker. 4th penalty of the night now on Spring Hill. They go from a 2nd and 5 to a 2nd and 13. Ends up being about an 8-yard hit off the end of the run there. Line of scrimmage now set at the 18-yard line. T formation, 1 wide receiver way off to the left. There's a fake to the outback. It goes up the middle once again to McDade. And McDade finds 5, maybe a little bit more than that as far as yardage. We'll go ahead and give him 7. So McDade continues to produce and has set up a 3rd and rather manageable. We're officially going to have that with the spot there, 3rd down and 6. So chalk 1 more onto his tally for the night. Third downs have been okay for Spring Hill, comparatively to St. James anyway. 2 of 6. Play clock running down. Ball is snapped. This is going to be a straight pass. Crossing route is caught in the end zone. It's a touchdown catch by Carson King from 11 yards out, and Carson King has his 2nd touchdown reception of the year. 20-7 now. Spring Hill strikes with 2:08 to go here in the third quarter of play. Extra point attempt is coming. Here's Kahn. 2 for 2 tonight. High snap pulled down. Kick is up. And it's good. With 2:08 to go in the third quarter of play, it's 21-7. Spring Hill with the lead. Well, don't forget about the Great Mall and the Mid-America Aces Chevelle Car Show this Friday. Well, that's today, actually, till 10 o'clock. Saturday, 8 till 4, over 100 Chevelles and El Caminos located at the Great Mall, I-35, exit 215 in Olathe. And also, speaking of Olathe, don't forget MrOlathe.com to search for homes for sale in Olathe, Johnson County, and the entire KC metro area. Make MrOlathe.com your one-stop shop for searching homes for sale. That's MISTER, MrOlathe.com. You're listening to Kansas High School football on 810varsity.com. And right here, it's Spring Hill leading undefeated St. James 21-7. Here is the kickoff. And we've seen a couple of good returns here tonight. Eisman trying to make something out of nothing. Keeps going. Finally popped out there at the 25-yard line. I'm Kenny Titus. Our cameraman tonight is Richard Harjet. And we've got just under 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Well, St. James offensively just has not found the right formula. Their defense has been put on the spot a lot tonight. Coach Radke's been aggressive. And unfortunately for the Thunder, it hasn't paid off. Offense needs to help the defense out. We've seen this situation from St. James before. 1st and 10 from the 24. Shotgun set. Here's a rollout to the right side. Keys will look for somewhere to go with it. Fires it down the field. There's a completion, maybe a confidence builder. 13-yard completion to the big tight end. LeCuse pulls it in. His second reception. He's got 36 yards on the evening. Ben LeCuse, 6'1", 196-pound senior, 10 catches on the season, almost doubling his yardage tonight. 1st and 10 now from the 37. Here's Keys wanting to run with it. Tried outside left, nowhere to go. Decided to break it back up to the middle, and he finds a seam. Able to grind in there for 3 yards. Keys, though, with his feet, hasn't had much luck. 7 carries for 6 yards, had a sack and a couple of fumble recoveries behind the line of scrimmage, working against him there. 2nd and 7 now from the Thunder 41-yard line. Here's a shotgun formation. Twins right, one wide receiver on the near side. Snap goes to Keys. He'll roll out to the right side. Wants to launch it down the field and look to be on target, but the ball slipped out of Eisman's hands at the 35-yard line of the Broncos. Well, another incomplete pass, but you can see Keys feeling a little more comfortable. Looks like he's gotten used to being under pressure here tonight and seems to be being fairly accurate with his passes. He'll need to be accurate here. 3rd down, 7 from the Thunder 41. There's Eckelman out wide right. 2 receivers out of the pistol set. Play action. No, it'll be a handoff to Eisman. Slips past 2 defenders. Tries to turn it upfield. He's across the 45. I'll give him the 46. But he is not going to have first down yardage. So he gains 5 yards. A nice little run by Eisman. But 4th down, 2 yards. Well, St. James could use a spark, but they have just saddled their defense with horrible field position this entire half. Special teams has played a role in a significant part of that as well, though. Looks like they're going to go for it. 33 on the game clock here in the third. Everybody's in tight in a shotgun set. Flags come out immediately. This play is dead in the water. And we'll see what they go with here. Typically an illegal procedure type penalty when you stop the play. And this will be offsides or encroachment technically on the defense. That is huge. Encroachment called on Spring Hill on 4th down. So a 4th down conversion in the books for St. James. They're now 1 of 2 tonight. Just 1 of 9 on 3rd down conversions. Clock is stopped, 28 seconds to go here in the 3rd. 21-7. Spring Hill leads St. James. 1st and 10 now in Bronco territory. Here's a fake handoff and a quarterback keeper and a big hit in the backfield. The hit goes to Tyler Baker, and that will be a loss of 3 yards. That quarterback run game has not been there at all tonight. 1 second on the clock, and that will be the end of the 3rd quarter of play. Spring Hill clinging to a 2-touchdown lead, but St. James trying to put together for their first drive of the 2nd half. It's Spring Hill 21, St. James 7. This is 810varsity.com's coverage of Kansas high school football. Make sure you follow 810varsity.com on Facebook and Twitter. For the rest of the season, we'll choose a weekly winner for a $50 gift certificate to Best Buy, Nick and Jake's, and more. Follow 810 Varsity on Facebook and Twitter today. Your score to start the 4th quarter: Spring Hill 21, St. James Academy 7. A perfect record on the line for St. James. They're moving left to right on your monitor with a 2nd and 13 from their own 46. Here's Keys rolling out to the near side, falling backwards as he tries to zing it near side and connect with Tommy Huppy. Pass is overthrown, and you can see some fired up coaches there on the Spring Hill sideline. Another incomplete pass for Keys. He's now 3 of 17 in this half. He does have 1 touchdown pass. 3 of 17 in the game. He does have 1 touchdown pass tonight as well. So a huge 3rd down now in front of the Thunder. 3rd and 13 from their own 46-yard line. We're in the 4th quarter. Spring Hill's up by 2 scores. Shotgun set, and it's a direct snap to Eckelman. Running around in the backfield. He's got nowhere to go. All kinds of pressure, and he goes down. Loss of 7 yards for Eckelman with the sack. So kind of a wildcat formation there. Kind of, I guess, a derivative of the pistol, and the 3rd down conversion fails in a must punt almost situation here for St. James, as they've got a 4th down and a 17 back at their own 42. Punt team does come on the field, and it'll be the Thunder defense now asked to answer the call once again. Good protection. End over end kick. We'll get another great bounce to the 15 and loses steam at about the 14-yard line. So let's change sides once again. Spring Hill comes out. 21-7 their lead. They're happy to run clock at this point, especially the way their defense has been playing. The running game just has not been producing for St. James. And matter of fact, not much of anything has been producing for St. James here tonight. Offensive yardage, not a lot. They had a 20-yard run by Bade and 1 first down on their second possession, but that's been the highlight. Here's Spring Hill out there now. T formation. Handoff goes up the middle. Not a whole lot of room there. Big pile up. McCade comes out of there with the carry. A good job getting his legs churning to turn that into 3 yards. 14 carries for 89 yards for him. Still the leading player offensively for either team in this game. 21-7, Spring Hill up by 2 scores, looking for their first win of the season. Line of scrimmage is at the 16-yard line. There's an eye handoff, some room and a seam at the line for Donahue. He's across the 20. Looks like he'll get up to the 21, and that'll be a gain of 5, setting up a 3rd down and 2. Well, this is where Spring Hill's been good. They've had some success running it right at St. James, and unfortunately for the St. James defense, they've not been able to dig in and really make a stop. 9:50 to go in the game now. Those precious seconds ticking away here. I mean, the Thunder need 2 possessions just to tie. Levinsky has his play from Coach Orick. Now has his Broncos set. It'll be a T formation here. The wide receivers out to the right side. 3rd down, 2 to the fullback. And there's the run up the gut. And this will be dependent on the spot. There wasn't a ton of room down there in the middle for McCade. Let's see how this shakes out. I don't think he got it. It's close. We'll call for a measurement here. So either way, he's going to have a gain of 2 yards, whether or not it's a first down or not. That's 91 yards on the night now for McCade. Remember, he came in with just 31 yards rushing. Well, he's tripled that number. Here we go. Let's stretch it out, and it's not there. 4th down, and looks to be about the length of the football, maybe 3/4 the length of the football. So, a very tempting situation if you're Spring Hill. Although the way St. James has been offensively, you certainly take that into account. It lowers the risk a little bit of their ability to do much, even when they've had good field position. 4th down, maybe half a yard, probably not that much. There's the 9-minute mark. Ball's at the 23. Here's a shotgun set. St. James got everybody back stacked up, 8 in the box. They're showing pressure. Now Levtinsky will audible, maybe trying to draw those linebackers off sides, and Coach Orick wants a timeout. That may have been a ploy. Either way, Spring Hill will burn their first time out of the half. They have 2 remaining. It stops the clock with 8 minutes, 46 seconds to go here in the game, with Spring Hill leading St. James 21-7. I'm Kenny Titus. Richard Hargett here with you in Spring Hill. Well, $5 footlong subs back at Mr. Good Sense. 7 great subs to choose from. Come see what fresh really is. That's at Mr. Good Sense. Broncos will come out of the huddle here, and now we'll see a punt formation. I would guess that last shotgun set was just to maybe draw St. James off sides. Kind of returned the favor from the previous position where Spring Hill went off sides on a 4th down attempt. A low snap. Donahue did a nice job saving it. Nice high kick. He gets great hang time. Ball bounces at about the 46, then takes a lateral bounce to the sideline. So St. James will have good field position here. They've had good field position several times here tonight, but taking advantage of it has been the problem so far for the Thunder. Time, though, not on their side. 8 minutes, 39 seconds to go. The Thunder offense out on the field. Let's see what they do here. They've not had much of a running game to speak of all night. Here's the shotgun set. It's a toss to the right side. Bade, a nice cut. He's to the middle, spins off one tackler, first down yardage, and more. He's all the way to the 30-40 yard line. 15-yard game for Bade, as that is the running game that's been lacking here tonight. Bade showing off some fancy moves, really getting into the heart of that defense, and Spring Hill not wrapping up for one of the few times tonight. It's just the second first down unofficially for St. James in this second half of play. 1st and 10 from the 35 now. Trips near side. Keys rolling out, launches it to the sideline, makes the connection with Eisman, has to jump to catch it, but brings it down and steps out of bounds from the 35. The ball will move down to the 22. So Eisman has a 13-yard completion. Just the second completion of the half, but back-to-back first down plays for St. James. That is the first time all night they've had back-to-back first down plays. 1st and 10 from the 22. Things moving quickly for the Thunder here. Lots of motion now. Huppy, the last man to go wide. Now Eckelman will come back to the near side. And a bad shotgun snap. Keys picks it up, looks to toss it. This is going to be up for grabs with Eckelman. It's thrown out of bounds, incomplete. And probably a break there for Keys at the end of the day, because he just wanted to avoid the sack at that point. I don't know if there's any real intent to complete that. It was just to get that out of bounds, but close enough so you don't get the intentional grounding call, because he was definitely in between the tackles there. So we'll try it again. 2nd down and 10 for the Thunder. Once again, a shotgun. Lecluse in, tight end on the left side. 2 receivers over there to that strong side. Here's the rollout, left side as well. Ball is winged up into the end zone, tipped, intercepted, and a flag comes out. Double coverage on Eisman. The interception on that play was grabbed by Bryce Duncan. So, kind of a jump ball there. Let's see what the official signals, and he's going to say pass interference on the defense. Another penalty on Spring Hill. They're starting to add up now at this point. There was a lot of coverage there, though. That was not a high percentage throw by any stretch of the imagination by Keys. We'll wait for the official signal here. This will be pass interference on the defense. So it'll be a first down picked up for the Thunder. They've doubled their entire first half first down tally with 8 now. The line of scrimmage is halved because they were inside the 30. It's half the distance to the goal. So that actually only ends up being an 11-yard penalty. That's the 4th second half penalty now on Spring Hill, 6th of the game. Here's another shotgun snap. A toss to Bade. He's got some room left side. Takes off towards the end zone. Is knocked down, but he's in the end zone for a touchdown, and it's 21-13. An 11-yard touchdown run by Jake Bade. 6 carries, 46 yards, and a touchdown run here tonight. And pending the extra point, we could have a 1-possession football game. When we get to the 2-point conversion, we've got a 1-possession game as it is. Here's the extra point, though. The kick is up, and it's good. Well, St. James picks up their 2nd score of the night. They trail now 21-14, 7:55 to go. You're listening to 810varsity.com's coverage of high school football. Well, don't forget the Kansas City Command this season. You can get tickets right now for the upcoming 2012 Arena Football League season at the Sprint Center. Call 855-KC-ARENA. That's the Kansas City Command season tickets, 855-KC-ARENA. Well, we'll get set for a St. James kickoff, and you can see everybody all bunched up for Spring Hill, waiting to spread out until St. James does, because they're wary of that offsides kick. This time it will be a genuine kickoff, and quite a boot, and it hits at the 3, bounces forward. What a kickoff. It's scooped up by Spring Hill, but not much running room down the field there for the Broncos. On the return, Trevian Bryant, he tried to get his blocking set up, but the one thing about that onside kick that didn't work for St. James to start the half is certainly got the special teams unit on guard and a little out of sorts for what they'd like to do for Spring Hill. They end up returning the ball only to 11, so that's about an 8-yard return on that play. 7:49 to go. It's 21-14. Spring Hill holding on to a lead, looking for their first win of the year. St. James trying to battle back and avoid their first loss of the year. We're in Frontier League play here in Spring Hill tonight. 1st and 10 from the 11. T formation. Lovtinsky is going to keep it after the fake pitch. Turns the corner, not much room, and is bottled up there. So he will have no gain on that play. Maybe actually lost the yard there. We'll call that 2nd down and 11. Of course, if you're Spring Hill, you just want to keep that clock running as fast as possible. It's mostly been the running game tonight, with Lovtinsky just 1 of 1 passing for a touchdown, though, in this second half. Here's another run up the gut. That'll be McCade, able to grind out 3 yards there. And that'll set up a 3rd down and 7. So King will check in. John Zadura comes out. 6.5 to play now. 3rd down, 7 from the 14. Shotgun set. 2 backs, 3 receivers. Here is the pressure. Slanting route is caught by King. Breaks a tackle. He's into the open field. Another tackle just caught him from behind. Wow, touchdown saving tackle by Tanner Hinderleiter. He's done that a couple times tonight. But it's a big 1st down. A crossing route that just got away from the Thunder. That's a 3rd down conversion. It was placed at the 14. It gets all the way to the 38. So that's 10, 20, 30, 40, 47 yards on that reception. King having a great day. Has a touchdown, 2 catches, 58 yards. Lovtinsky 2 for 2 in the second half. 1st and 10 now at the St. James 38-yard line. Here's the handoff to McDade now. The fullback off to the right a little bit. He'll fight in there for 3 yards. He's sitting at 17 carries for 97 yards now. Clock down to 5 minutes, 35 seconds to go. The way St. James is eating clock, or rather the way Spring Hill's eating clock here, a score would just about put this out of reach for the Thunder. They would need to work very quickly. 2nd down, 7. Here's the Maryland eye with 1 wide receiver on the near side. Lovtinsky milking the clock, comes under center, gives it to the deep back. That'll be Donahue. Just takes it straight ahead into a big pile of yellow and white. Looks like he'll reach the 35-yard line there with forward progress. And we'll be looking at a 3rd down with under 5 minutes to go now in the game. Pretty quick pace here tonight. Just at about 2 hours and 9 minutes of game time. So we'll have 3rd down. Let's call it 7. Here's the T formation, a receiver near side. Under center, Lovtinsky. It'll be a sweep. Now Epp cuts it up. Breaks 1 tackle, a nice dive, and he'll have 1st down yardage. 10th 1st down of the game for Spring Hill. And you can move the chains as the line of scrimmage is down to the 26-yard line. Epp with a nice run. Clock still rolling for 13-4-12. It's 21-14. Spring Hill with a 7-point lead. Looking to give St. James their first loss of the season. I formation, Twins right, 1st and 10 to Epp. Wants to bounce it outside after nothing was on the inside, but there are a lot of white jerseys over there. And that'll be a loss on that play. And looks like we're going to get a timeout here on the field. It'll be a timeout charged to St. James after a loss of 3 yards on that carry for Epp. Just ran out of real estate. Well, St. James now, by my tally, has only 1 timeout left, so they will have to be careful here. Getting a stop now becomes your priority. If you give up a score and you're the Thunder, you have a very difficult task because you can only stop the clock 1 more time, and that's if Spring Hill isn't able just to run it out with a 7-point lead. So this a very critical series of down, especially now that you've gotten the stop and have set up a 2nd down and 13. 21-14, Spring Hill on top. I'm Kenny Titus, Richard Hargett on camera tonight. Thanks for listening to 810varsity.com's coverage of Kansas high school football. It'll be a T formation coming out of the Thunder timeout. There's the fake handoff. It'll go to the fullback, and good hard running there from McDade. He'll plow his way forward. Looks like he'll be near the 25. We'll spot him on the 24, and that'll be a gain of 5 yards. With that carry, by the way, McDade, by my count, breaks 100 yards rushing. 18 carries, 103 yards tonight.
Was that theirs, Murray?
Though he has not found the end zone yet. St. James uses a timeout here to stop the clock at the 3-minute and 43-second mark. And by our tally, I have no timeouts remaining for St. James. So that's it. St. James cannot stop the clock anymore. So Spring Hill, I would think, would want to avoid an incomplete pass among all things. They're at the 24, and no gain would leave something like a 41-yard field goal. Neither team has attempted a field goal tonight. Beautiful weather, though. Wouldn't be a factor. Here we go. Big 3rd down. This could be the game. 3rd and 8. T formation. It's a sweep to the left side. Here's Epp churning for the corner. He's got it down at the 10. Still going. Ball popped loose, but it went out of bounds in the end zone. But was he down? It looks like the official signal is that he was down back at the 9-yard line. And if that's the case, that's going to be it. 1st down, and that's could be, for all intents and purposes, your ball game here tonight. So a big game by Epp. 15-yard carry there. It's his biggest run of the night, both in yardage and impact. 1st down and goal. 3.5 minutes to go and counting for Spring Hill. An I formation, Twins to the near side. There's the handoff. This one will go to McDade. Fighting his way for the 5. Looked to be a little bit short, though. But if you're a Bronco fan, more importantly, that clock keeps running. Ball down to the 7. So 2 yards for McDade. 2:55 now. 21-14. Spring Hill is on top, trying to put the icing on the cake here against undefeated St. James. Big win for Spring Hill. This would be win number 1 on their season. I formation. 2 wide receivers to the right. It's triple option. There's the pitch. Epp cuts it up, and he's got the end zone. Touchdown, Spring Hill. Third rushing touchdown of the night. Epp picks up his first with 2:33 to play. Spring Hill gives the potential or likely death blow here to St. James. Kahn on for the extra point. Good snap. Kick is up. Plenty of distance on that one. And it's a 2-touchdown lead now, 28-14. The Spring Hill Broncos on track for their first victory of the season. Well, St. James made things exciting here in the second half. Finally got the offense on track a little bit, but from what we've seen so far, just hasn't had near enough. That ball control offense by Spring Hill has been operating at its highest level to date. We want to talk about the one stat, though. It's going to be the offensive numbers for St. James. Defensively, Spring Hill has really struggled this season. They've been outscored 102-41 coming in tonight, and they were giving up 326 yards per game. St. James nowhere near that. If you stick around after tonight's contest, though, we'll have our unofficial final numbers for you. 2:33 to go, 28-14. Spring Hill on top and kicking off. Big tall kicker Kahn there kicks it out of bounds, and that'll set things up with decent field position. Be 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line, but we've seen St. James come close to breaking a couple here. This may not be the worst decision if it was a tactical decision by Coach Orick. 28-14, St. James will need to work fast here. They have no timeouts, so keep that in mind. First downs and out of bounds, the only things stopping the clock here for the Thunder. They're going to go ahead and ask for the re-kickoff. They want a chance to return this. They broke the opening kickoff for a touchdown, but it was called back because of an illegal block in the back. So we've seen them do it. They've had one other nice return, too. So the potential's there for the Thunder. That'd be the quickest way to make this ball game very interesting. Kahn on to kick off again from his 35 this time. He'll go with the squib kick. High bouncer, and that one will be scooped up by St. James. Not a lot of room to work with there. Jansen Keys on the return. The quarterback, one of the up men in that blocking formation. So it'll be decent field position. First down and 10 for St. James. Again, no timeouts left. 2:26 on the clock. And a 28-14 lead here for Spring Hill. All right, 1st and 10, pistol formation. 2 receivers. Here's Keys dropping back. He's looking to pass. Wants to go deep, airs it out down the field. It's a little long ball tipped by the defender and incomplete. Donahue in coverage down the field on Matt Eckelman. Eckelman wasn't going to catch up to that. Donahue was behind him. The pass overthrown for both. So it's 2nd down and 10 now. By the way, should Spring Hill need them, they do have 2 timeouts. Again, line of scrimmage at the Thunder 38. Trips near side. Nobody over there to the left. One back. It's a rollout. Near side for Keys. He's got some pressure, but on a crossing route tries to connect with Eisman. Eisman got his hands on it, but was pretty well tangled up with Dylan Splickle there. And the ball maybe had a chance to get it. It was being bobbled around as he came out of bounds, though. Wouldn't have been able to get control in time. Incomplete. And it's 3rd down and 10. 4 of 21, the passing line for Keys tonight. He has just not been himself. He came in completing 54% of his passes. 3rd and 10 now. 4 wide shotgun set. Here's the 4-man rush. Keys going to the near sideline, going deep, had the man down there, but it looked like Huppy lost the ball. Looked over his left shoulder, looked over his right, and the fade was over there to the sideline, but I don't know that Huppy was able to find it in the lights. There was a lot of air underneath that. So here we are, 4th down. 4th and 10 from the 38. 2 minutes, 4 seconds to play. St. James needs 2 touchdowns to tie. The Thunder come up to the line here. Vade comes out of the backfield to be the third wide receiver on the near side. He's the inside man. Keys all alone in the backfield. Is going to take off running, going for the first down. Could not shake the defense. He is taken down by Tyler Baker after a gain of 7 yards, but it will not matter. That was 4th down, and that will do it for St. James. 28-14 with 1:59 to go. Spring Hill has a 2-touchdown lead, and they have the football back. There's nothing St. James can do, as we'll see the Broncos come out and assume the victory formation here. It's been a very nice game tonight for Lubtinsky, as the Broncos will continue to pound it. McDade with the 1-yard carry there. You know, he would have an argument for a player of the game if we were going to select one. 106 yards on 20 carries for an offense that has struggled to find its footing. He didn't ever find the end zone, but his yards came in chunks, and he kind of did the dirty work and set everybody else up for the scores tonight. Outstanding performance from the Spring Hill defense tonight as well. Really answering the challenge. First opponent they've held under 30 this season. 2nd down 9. There's the knee by Lubtinsky. 1:10 to go and counting. Spring Hill will be 1-3 on the season. St. James will hand Coach Radke his first loss at the academy. He will be 3-1. Third down and 10. Line of scrimmage is at the 44-yard line, and this should be the final snap of the contest. There's the knee, and that should do it. And that will. Ball is set. Under 25 seconds to play. Final score in Spring Hill tonight. It's the Broncos 28 and the St. James Thunder 14. So hang with us here for just a few moments. I'll add up the final numbers for you, and then we'll wrap up tonight's broadcast. You've been listening to Spring Hill and St. James on A10varsity.com.
Okay, we'll do. most people get kind of patient when I'm Oh, this right here costs about $4 million, and then this right here is about $8 million. How about your land? The wind came with it, but the wind can go up to like $1 billion plus.
I thought you were working really hard. You spent the like you were actually doing it.
Yeah, that's nice.
And we're back one final time here in Spring Hill. I'm Kenny Titus with you on 810varsity.com. Spring Hill gets the victory over St. James, 28-14. A look at your final numbers here. First, for St. James on the night, Keys 4 of 22 passing for 71 yards with 1 touchdown pass tonight. Receiving, 2 catches for Eisman for 35 yards and a touchdown, and 2 catches for Lecluse for 36 yards. Rushing the ball tonight, Keys 9 carries for 10 yards. Bade had 6 carries for 46 yards and a touchdown run. That was from 11 yards out. Also had the long play of the night for 15 yards on the ground anyway. Eckelman 2 carries for a loss of 4. Lecluse 1 carry for a loss of 1. And Eisman had 4 carries for no gain. Some of the other totals tonight on third down conversions. St. James was 1 of 11 tonight. They were 1 of 3 on fourth down, had 8 first downs and 1 penalty for 15 yards. Totals in the second half, 29 yards rushing, 26 yards passing, good for 55 yards of total offense on the night, 51 yards rushing, 71 yards passing, good for 127 on the evening. St. James now 3-1 on the year. For Spring Hill, passing tonight, Levtinsky ends up 4 of 8 for 99 yards with a touchdown and an interception. King has 2 receptions for 58 yards and a score, both those in the second half. Spikel 1 catch for 10 yards, and Azada 1 catch for 31 yards. On the ground, Epp 12 carries for 46 yards and a touchdown. Levtinsky 10 carries for 27 yards. Morris a carry for 2 yards. Donahue 8 carries for 48 yards and a touchdown. And Jake McDade 20 carries for 106 yards. 11 first downs tonight for Spring Hill. They end up with 6 penalties on the evening, including 4 of those in the second half of play. They had 29 offensive yards, 37 yards of offensive penalties in the second half, and add on 23 from the first half as well, so a little high there. Third down conversions, 4 were converted out of 9 attempted by Spring Hill, and they were 0 for 1 on fourth down conversions. Total yardage in the second half, 87 yards rushing, 58 yards passing, good for 145. Totals on the night, 231 rushing, 99 passing, good for 330 yards. Spring Hill improves to 1-3 on the night. Final score here tonight, Spring Hill 28 and St. James 14. I want to thank everybody for listening to 8varsity.com and watching online. Don't forget to check us out for your chance to win on Facebook and Twitter. For our cameraman tonight, Richard Hargett, I'm Kenny Titus saying until the next time, have a good one.